much is LeBron to blame for all of this?
From what I'm hearing, he has some culpability in all of this. Because apparently Kawhi Leonard, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, and others were never a part of the equation as it pertained to LeBron James, joining LeBron James in L.A. From what I'm being told, LeBron James, it's not about Rich Paul, it's not about anybody else. LeBron James has personally spoken to Anthony Davis dating back to this summer, talking to him about the possibility of being in L.A. and all that it
recognized
entails.
Game.
All that it entails. Movies, endorsement deals, et cetera, et cetera. LeBron James has made this pitch. That had a lot to do with why Anthony Davis ended up being with Rich Paul. Do I know this to be true? No. I'm sure there are people in Rich Paul's camp and beyond who would deny this. And I don't know because I wasn't an eyewitness to it. But from what I have been told, LeBron James himself was communicating directly with Anthony Davis this previous offseason, which ultimately led to Anthony Davis signing on with Clutch Sports, Rich Paul, which obviously LeBron has a stake in, and as a result, that benefits all parties concerned. So in that regard, there is a level of culpability. But here's where it gets deep. And let me say this, Max, and then the floor is yours. I go back to LeBron James leaving for Miami. He earned the right to do what he wants. Any superstar that's in that position once they become a free agent has earned the right to do what they want. Even though LeBron James may have handled the PR of it all wrong, the bottom line is he did nothing wrong. But when you are in that position and you have that level of power and you think about just yourself in terms of how you want to speak on the matter, sometimes you miss the residual impact that it may have on others coming down the line. Yeah, Anthony Davis don't have but so much to worry about. Sure, fine, so be it. But you under contract. Now you got teams collaborating with the New Orleans Pelicans to help ensure that they won't be cooperative in getting him to the Lakers because they don't want Anthony Davis and other stars under contract having that kind of influence. The NBA hands down a $50,000 fine to a player because you publicized what your intent was, which was in violation of collective bargaining rules. Why would they suddenly do that? Because teams were calling and saying, you need to do something about this, NBA. So what you have is a situation where we have powerful, influential athletes, particularly of African-American descent, who have earned the right to do what they want in LeBron's case, but not necessarily the other guys who are still under contract trying to force their way out of situations they no longer want to be in. It has raised the antennas of owners and executives throughout the league. It's put a bullseye, a target on their back, and as a result, it's making it difficult for them to make the kind of moves that ultimately that usually would be easier. That ultimately brings us back to LeBron, because LeBron is clearly an iconic figure and arguably the most influential athlete we have seen in the modern era. The problem was in doing things the way in which he did it, no malintent whatsoever, just exercising his right as a human being, as a black man who's successful, business savvy, a savant. His brilliance can't be questioned. You were thinking about you. And in the end, the residual impact that it has on others, you might have missed that. And now you got billionaires and the people who work under them, along with leagues, coming for them just to let them know, you don't run us. It's going to be the other way around. And that kind of confrontation is something we need to keep our eyes on in the weeks, the months, and the years to come.
It's a very influential book written decades ago by Marshall McLuhan called The Medium is the Massage, or the Message, meaning that the way you present something actually is the message of the thing. And LeBron could have done a better job, I think, packaging some of his messages, because that became the message to many. Right. I don't have a problem with it, but apparently the owners do. By the way, I want to focus in on the Lakers here. Sure. Same thing with the Lakers. Dr. Jerry Buss, the late great Dr. Jerry Buss, the greatest owner by far in the history of American team sports, won more than anyone else, turned the Lakers from a distant second behind the Celtics to a far and away first in the modern era, 10 championships to 4 Lakers to Celtics. And he did it without making people hate him. Somehow the Lakers always got their guy. They always had Shaq and everybody else. They got and somehow all those Lakers, but no one tried to thwart Dr. Jerry Buss because the medium was the message. He did it and made people feel good. He wasn't arrogant. And the Buss family lost that. I think Jeannie is trying to get that back now. And I want to focus in on how that affects this.
Sure.
LeBron James, Anthony Davis, whomever, I said it earlier in the show, the way the CBA is structured, if you're a max contract player, you're the greatest who ever did it, basically, in your chosen profession, which is incredibly competitive, NBA basketball, you have to stay in the same market, which you did not choose, for 7 years before you can really be a free agent, because if you leave before then, you leave money on the table. Now they have it where even if you wait the full 7 years when you leave, you lose $80 million. So, of course, people like Anthony Davis are saying, oh, I'm going to get traded in my 6th year so I can sign the Supermax with the new team, which is where I want to be. Teams are trying to thwart them. Well, we're going to trade you where you don't want to be. You're going to lose the money anyway. And I'm telling you right now, what's going to happen is what happened with Le'Veon Bell. The players know there's too much at stake to budge, and they are not going to budge to send the message to the owners. You can do that, but I want the team to know who's trading for me. That's a 1-year rental. You just empty the cupboards, all those assets. You're only going to have me for a year. I'm going to go to where I want anyway to spite you, to let you know going forward, you can't do this to us. Now, as this relates to L.A. quickly, you know why the Lakers would cost however many billions of dollars, but the Bobcats didn't, or the Pelicans didn't? The market matters, and it's okay for players. Is the league really saying it's not okay for you as an individual, Anthony Davis, to decide whether it's the weather or Hollywood or whatever else, that the L.A. market and the Lakers brand is not only a deciding factor for you, but it becomes the deciding factor?
Right.
If the owners of the Pelicans and the Bobcats don't like it, get your money up and buy the Lakers.
Well,
until then, this is part of the deal.
Right. But here's the point. Hold on. Here's the important part. You didn't say a word that's wrong. Everything you said is right on the money, and I completely agree with you. But that's emotion. Here's the reality. The reality is that you have a 30-team league.